Hi team. So we've been discussing program outcomes, course outcomes, learning objectives, course alignment, right? Well, now what are we going to do with all of that information? Well, we're going to do multiple things. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to measure student mastery, and we're going to ensure that our students are getting the best instruction that they can get from Vista College. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is, where will we see evidence of this student mastery? I'm glad you asked. We're going to upload our new outcomes and learning objectives, or our old ones, depending on whatever you discover in your audit. And then once we load them into Canvas, we'll be able to see student mastery through our grading. So first, once I receive your outcomes and learning objectives, I'll upload them in Canvas like this per week. Okay? Then after they're uploaded, each assignment or each learning activity that may include discussions will have a rubric, and that rubric will have its essential points. For this one, this is a writing rubric, and it'll have, the content and focus, the organization criteria. But it will also include those learning objectives or outcomes that we've discovered we need to tie to that activity. Now, once we do that and the student completes an assignment, we can go to the gradebook and actually see student mastery in those outcomes or learning objectives. This gives us a good gauge, a good measurement of student mastery, whether or not we're delivering the course appropriately, is it good content, or perhaps this student just needs to be coached in a certain area. This gives us so much information to work with to improve our instruction and to also improve student learning. Now, I also want to talk about ExamSoft. ExamSoft has those categories, right? And those categories, we've learned, are tied to our learning objectives in the course. So since we don't really have points per se that students earn, we basically give them 50 points for doing the assessment or completing the assessment. We still want to see student mastery inside the gradebook along with the other student mastery of the other activities, right? So what we've done is we've built rubrics using those learning objectives in each assessment. So what will happen? The learning assessment is not graded here, right? It's graded in ExamSoft. However, when instructors receive the student report and they have their virtual meeting with the student and they discuss the student's strengths and weaknesses, the instructor will also come to the rubric in Canvas and indicate the student's strengths and weaknesses based on those learning objectives. This will give us that same information I showed you in the gradebook of student mastery. We'll see the assessment indicated here of student mastery or student weaknesses. So then you have the total course data right here in your gradebook of learning mastery, student learning mastery. I hope I haven't confused you all, but can you see that this information gives us a wealth of knowledge to be able to improve our instruction, coach students to success, improve our curriculum, and many other things. We'll be able to answer questions from the accreditor. I am looking forward to getting access to more learning data from students, and I hope that you are too. I hope that you see the need in this. As you continue to audit your courses, keep this in mind. when you're developing those learning objectives and when you're developing those course outcomes, make sure that we're doing something, or we have objectives that are measurable, outcomes that are measurable, things that we can really see and measure and evaluate in our courses. And not only that, that students can take away into their careers. Thank you for your time. I'm looking forward to working on this project with you.